presidential anymore. And anybody that his party is the majority, that is the party that elects the majority members, they will be the one to now choose prime minister, the president. That party will choose. So if they do another election, the party lose majority. The majority party will choose president, prime minister. But for this guy there, let him complete his tenure. He would have to spend just extra 1 more year plus what he's using. I think he will now make it 23 years or 22 years. And he will have no right to contest or run for office again. The Eyademas. This is the son. Now, in Papa first be president. In Papa was president for about 30 years or something. Then this one, when in Papa died, he became president. Now he's been president for 19 years already. So to do away with him, finally, and the whole clan, dynasty, they decided that okay, you will complete the first part of your this, but from now on. So again, Nigerians, if they pay attention, that is where you are still going to handle. Everybody will still come back to that agreement and say, listen, if we want to continue to be part of this contraption, we will have to renegotiate the entire thing. And if we don't agree on any agreement or anything, everybody to go a separate way. There are many countries that will be created out of a current contraption that are far, far bigger than Togo, the Benin Republic, than Ghana, than some of these African countries, not only in landmass, including in population. When you now weigh their economy, if you allow them to run countries that will be broken out of Nigeria, their economy will still be far, far better than that of all these countries. But you are scared of trying it out. So we die here. No, it is going to get to a point whereby you will be queuing up to decide if you want to still be part of Nigeria or not. Sorry, I feel like that cap is already giving me heat. So I may take it off very soon, okay? But that is from Togo. And the news just sort of swept through Nigeria like, so it is possible for people to actually change their form of government. Of course, the current one you have, the one before it, since 1963, which led to 1966. The entire system of government that they have been forcing on the rest of Nigeria, none of you had a say in them. None of our parents, none of their own parents, not us, had an input to say, okay, this is how we wanted it. State creation in Nigeria had no input from any. People just woke up and said, hey, you are now from Kogi State. Oh, Kogi. Okay, we are now Kogi. Hey, get up. You are now Delta. Okay, Delta be. They say we are now Delta. Delta. We are Delta. Delta. You Delta. They say you. You are now Yobe. They say, oh, hey, we are Yobe now. Where to where again? They say here. You are Yobe. Oh yeah, go everywhere and say you are Yobe. None of us actually, not our parents, not their own parents. Nobody actually had a say on how they arrive at that. So if you are defending anything they told you, you are defending a lie. So yes, the system can be changed. Okay? And when the system is changed, it has to suit the people who want to operate them. The type of government you want, you will look at yourself and say, what kind of government you want? This is the one we want. Okay, oh yeah, go practice them. Sink or swim, or drown or save. Oh yeah, go practice them. Not the one they impose on you and they will tell you it's non-negotiable. If you dare talk about it, they have to charge you for treason, treasonable felony. I won't worry. My own children will not grow up to believe those lies. The ones they try so much to socially condition me. You know, they socially conditioned us. All these primary school, secondary school, all these things, say, if you sit down very well and pay attention and say they are, regular indoctrination. Indoctrination. It thinks the same way, you see things the same way, tunnel vision, with duty or rerun, to anything. You get that? So yes, my own children should not be of the same. Your children shouldn't. Even if you have become a dry fish, that sometimes we'll probably have to use, what do you call it? Command and control. Touch and go. To talk to you. Even if we use our some of you, there are some certain things that can no longer change about you. That is how you are going to die. But let's save the generation coming after you. They cannot die in that ignorance. Here you get. So sometimes it's not about changing you. It is about helping the generation coming after you. Since we cannot stop you from procreating, we can't stop you from reproducing. It's natural, right? Just same way they will say, you should respect older people. And we're like, come on, man. Is there anything that normal people do where foolish people know they do? Foolish people, then they marry, then they fall in love. Yes, they procreate, they reproduce, they born like normal people. Yeah, they appear like normal people too until you kind of get closer and you're like, oh my God. So you see, we might be saving a lot of generation after us, after all. So when you now see foolish people and say, old age, Baba, who know they grow? See, people, they grow old. Normal people, they grow old. Wise people, they grow old. Intelligent people, they grow old. Foolish people, they grow old too. Yeah. So why are you acting surprised? Do you think if somebody is foolish, so foolish to the point that their entire DNA and the rest of that is pretty much like a foolish lane? You know, all those kind of, you don't know that there's this type of DNA foolishly, but don't try and Google that, okay? Yeah, it is DNA, man. Have you not seen 40-year-old people in Nigeria where they shout Akanbi, 45 years old? Akanbi, behind the 88 years old man, 88 years old drug lord, 45-year-old. You never see 40-year-old Nigerians who still collect pocket money for house. Let me say their parents rich. But condition, the condition outside have sent many of them back to their parents' house. They are just, some are waiting for their parents to die so that they can be landlord. Because you see, when their parents were their age, 25, 30, about, they think when our parents, when they were like in their 20s, 30s, they were actually doing normal things. Those ones that were working, see, those ones that were schooling, they were like superb in their education. You see, those ones that were working, they were like really working class. You see, that one are working class. They were like falling in love normally at that age. Some of them were like getting married at 19, 22. They were just like graduates with jobs. Some could like afford the brand new cars, 504 Peugeot, at the age of 26, 25. These were like, 27, 28. They started family like normal. Papa, you be 27. They still they ask you, say, well, see, you need to do something with your life, and you are saying that, why are they rushing you? Why are they rushing you? Why are you rushing me? Am I the only person that at your age, at 35, you are using a Bokwari's picture as your profile picture on social media. You call yourself, I am a die-hard Buharist. I will die anywhere. Let me tell you, I love Buhari die. At the age of 40, you no get job. Some of you have become so useless that oh my dear man, you no get job, you no get life, you no get wife, you no get family, you have no real purpose, you have nothing. You wake up every day, just and expect whatever God pushed to you that day, now your own. You live by the day. Or you read the news or somebody will just become president, 44-year-old in Senegal. Mama, you still not sit down and think about your life and say, our parents were not rich. Like, they were not really rich, if you think about it. But somehow, some of them were able to build houses. They were able to send children to schools. Papa, you go see this one Janjala man. Na bricklayer in they do. Your papa na bricklayer, but he's sending battalion to university, funding the lifestyle of his children. But today, some of you cannot even feed yourself. Talk less of feeding another person's daughter. But you are a champion. You are a champion on defending Nigeria. This is our country. Anybody that say this country cannot be great, we will die here. You are and die here. Let's save the one coming, please. So that's why I said that we may not be able to save you anymore. And I do not have intention of saving people where we say they don't become dry fish. These people, they procreate. Foolish people, they born. Foolish people, they fall in love. Don't pretend that you don't know that. Do you think now that they fall in love, or they have a wife, or they have a husband, they will become wise? Anyway, we will get there. Okay? You are going to one day realize this, and very soon. And if you don't, your children will. No, I promise you that. Your children, my children, they won't live that lie. And that's why they won't like us and say, hey, you cannot be doing it like this. You cannot, you know what I mean? Like, calm down. You calm down. Okay? You see, they say the difference between, currently we are here and we will be there, they say, Abi, but they say the current between here and there. Baba Natisha, here, there, Nati, and the smart one said the T is time. The difference between here and there is T, the time. So from here, we will be there. We are inching closer. Let the rogues in Nigeria continue. Because I beg you now. A country where somebody like Wiki and Co. will come to that one. So earlier today, this afternoon, we were looking into this issue of Kaduna kidnapping and the release of these children. But one thing we have now observed is that, if let's say when we ask questions, we sort of get some people angry. I don't know if you have noticed, especially Sonny the Clown, the Kaduna Stuji governor. That is the Kaduna Little Fingers Stuji, Sonny the Clown. Baba Sonny the Clown last night was asked, you said these children were rescued. Was there any shootout, or because this guy said they wanted 1 billion naira? So what did they just change their mind and all that? Omo Alaye became agitated. And he said, why are people, especially all of you foreign media, why are you asking all these questions? We told you that it is not 287 children. It is only 137 children. They even have a child that they quoted, okay? In fact, I'll start from there. Let's go see where Sonny was talking to a child that they said, oh, the child confirmed that only 138 of them were kidnapped. Their teacher was unwell and their teacher died. Even though one of those who escaped the day of the kidnapping, who happened to be one of the head teachers in that school, came back and told everyone in the presence of the Sonny the Clown himself that they have a total of 287 missing. And the media covered that, and Sonny also covered, and it was, So now they have these children, the children that were like, all garbed in the Ashoebi. So somebody said, if you are looking for if you are going to any Owambe, and you do not want to be disappointed by your tailor, you should call Sonny the Clown to give you the number of the tailor in Kaduna that never fails. Some said maybe the children were released before then, or maybe they knew when they would be released and they started measuring them to prepare their clothing and all of that. Now, these questions gone they cause wahala. Sonny says you should be jubilating. Okay, hang on. The people that took them, which terrorist group took them? Now, Boko Haram. Now, Fulani bandits. Who took them? You should not be asking this question. Leave this question out of that. We should not be asking the military. First, he said, ask the military. Then later he said, we should not be asking the military how they carry out their operation. Papa, you dey mad, you dey lie to us, we dey ask questions, you dey tell us, you dey crazy, answer the question, Jari Abi, where they go? That's how I felt, by the way, like, which one can be nonsense here now? Ogbowo abe ogbowo, shogbowo, megbowo, ogbowo abe ogbowo, megbowo, mogbowo ke, ewo ni mo, shogbowo, mogbowo abi ogbowo, kind of like pushing it back and forth for those who remember that Baba Suwe's comedy. So the bottom line is, they said we should just be celebrating. Did they just call you and say, come and get, like, no, don't ask questions. We know some of you who are trying because you have never been to Kaduna. You don't even know Kaduna. But yet, you are all there, international, in the diaspora, online. You are trying to narrate this. Baba, now question we they ask. We are just asking question. We are not dumbos. Or do you really think? You know, hear the Sonko, where Sonko spoke earlier. Everybody will sit down there, they be like, oh mama, see how this guy is talking. Man, see how English fluent. This one a diaspora imported Senegalese. It got to your turn, Baba, your own state governor. You can't, come on, man. I'm not surprised. The more they try to shy away from it, the more we are asking questions that explain this. But my first start, we'll first go to the part where Ogbowo Abegbowo, Chogbowo, did you collect or you know collect? Mo collect, you collect, no mo collect. You no me collect. Do you get that now? Anyway, let's go to that. Sonny.
Mr. Charles, as I'm speaking with you, honestly speaking, in the next 15 minutes, I will be with the children. They're all excited.
I suppose a question that's very pertinent and on the minds of many people is, were they rescued by security forces or were they released by their abductors?
I think this question should go to the security agencies, particularly for me, the most important thing, Mr. Charles, is as a governor, the most important thing for me is the protection of lives and properties and dignity of the people of Kaduna State. So when the incident happened, I rushed to the service chiefs, the NSA, the President of Nigeria, and everyone that can help. Today, I am happy that they have returned back safely. I didn't want to ask anybody a question. I even cautioned a lot of people that were asking the question because you need to see the families, you need to see the children, you need to see how happy they are. For me, that is more important. As a governor, honestly speaking, yesterday I was asking someone that asked me a similar question that, look, if my child is abducted, if he is released, I wouldn't bother anyone asking question how he is released. The most important.
I won't bother anybody asking questions. Are you being serious right now? And again, by the way, can we actually begin to tell these criminals that they are public officials and they are nobody's fathers? Their children are at home and they do know their children. You understand? Like these children are not his children. And he should by no means put them beside his own child that we all know they will never use to play politics like this. Is that something where they can, because I mean, you can see all of them. When they see Tifnumbu, some of them will prostrate, some of them will kneel and all of that. They will say, it's the father, it's their father. I'm the father, or I'm your father. I'm the father of everybody. As a father, I cannot, that kind of. Is it all right that you younger people begin to remind these older people that hypocrisy, that eye service is becoming stale, and it's actually stale now, and it's becoming more like annoying because they won't treat their children this way. And it's not by what they say, it is actually by what they do that will prove to you that they are fathers too. Which father will be comfortable enough to loot the resources that is meant to actually care for the population? Which father will do that? Like, starve your own children. So they are not your fathers. Politicians are not your fathers. They are not your mothers. They are not your helpers. Apart from the fact that they are living off you, scrounging you, scavenging you, they are working for you. I think it's time for you to know that whatever they do for you is not out of privilege. They are supposed to be right. But they are more or less like privilege now. They want you to say thank you if you want them to do more. So they are not your father or your mother. I hope you remember that. Good. Now, let's go back into that place where he began throwing tantrums because he did not want to answer any question. The full part.
Mr. Charles, as I'm speaking with you, honestly speaking, in the next 15 minutes, I will be with the children. They're all excited. They are waiting for me. They will not be happy to hear me wasting time actually talking about whether they were a gun battle or anything when they are released. You need to see them. You will agree with me. They are extremely happy. And of course, as he asked me a question, I will also find out. Okay? So give me time to find out. Okay. But as far as I'm concerned, as of today, I know they were released, and of course, I believe in our armed forces. They told me, and I believe it. No ransom was paid, so we should thank God. That was exactly the statement. And of course, here for me, everybody has his own priority. What is my priority as a governor? Is to get my children back, and they're back. That is my priority for now. And I'm happy. I thank Almighty Allah. They're back.
Yes, that's as we said, everybody shares in your happiness there. But you mentioned that they did not pay, or you did not pay a ransom to get them released. Do you know if anyone else paid a ransom if it wasn't you? Because I mean, the kidnappers had demanded nearly 700,000, the equivalent of nearly 700,000 US dollars.
Can I now correct it? Maybe you didn't hear my statement, Mr. Charles, or my speech. Today, I send a word of caution to conflict merchants and security merchants around the country. You know why some of us are not happy? Let me tell you the truth, Mr. Charles. When these children were abducted, people who have no idea about Kaduna, who have no idea about the community, who have no contact with the family, who have never made effort to ensure that these people are released, went to the media with very irresponsible, senseless numbers of 287. For me, that statement is the height of irresponsibility. So that's the reason why I believe there are still some conflict merchants who might not be happy that these children are back home safely. That is my position. And these people, instead of them to celebrate, because when the children were abducted, millions of people were concerned. I thought it was genuine. When these children were back, I didn't see this kind of celebration. And the conversation has shifted to another thing that is petty to me. We are talking about the lives of the children. That is why I'm worried. And the same characters that went to the media talking about 287, I thought by now they should now be ashamed of themselves because the children are back, and they told the whole world that only 138 were abducted. But guess what, Mr. Charles? A few days ago, some conflict merchants and insecurity merchants were in the media, including foreign media, spreading lies, propaganda, everything, that 287 children were kidnapped in Kaduna. Can we now call those characters that were doing such kind of propaganda as far back as 3 days ago? I would call them media, the journalists, some of them say they are experts. How can they be experts? Working on speculation, working on propaganda, working on hearsay. I thought experts should rely on facts and figures. That means they're not experts. I call them insecurity merchants. And by the grace of God in Kaduna, we will never hear something like this. Let me draw your attention to Kajuru incident. Once some people went to the media and said 87 people were kidnapped in Kajuru in Kaduna State. Let me also make it clear to you, that was also figment of their imagination. There was not any 87 people that were kidnapped in Kajuru. I must tell you today, I'm still laughing at them.
Okay, well,
I'm the governor. Just like I was laughing at them. When they called the 287 people, I was laughing at them.
Yeah.
Because as a governor, I know exactly the number of the students in Kuriga, primary school and secondary school. I know the people that went to the assembly that morning, but I didn't join issue with those confident merchants because I know they are doing that for their selfish ends.
Yeah, well,
again,
yeah,
the same merchants last week. Let me say something. I must say something, Charles, since you called me here.
And still, the question was never answered. And from what we have now gathered, the Nigeria